We have entered into a new age of people getting mad. Attractive white women have completely broken the left.
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back. I genuinely hoped after my last Sydney Sweeney video that would be that and we could all just move on from this topic. But the online meltdown surrounding her has continued to get worse.
A lot of the animosity that comes from people like Sydney Sweeney or comes towards them or other women that are looking like her, it's from angry women that don't like them. It's actually that simple.
These people are losing their minds over attractive white girls doing their thing all over the place. I really think that anti-white rhetoric has gotten very out of hand. It's absolutely culturally acceptable to be racist towards white people.
I think this is a big issue too. And this is something that will never get better, and it will only make things worse. As far as I know, historically, has never worked out in the long run, and it's always been seen as something that was a bad decision. It's going to rebound? It is, and it already is. In my opinion, I think white people are becoming way more racist.
But now it's to the point where we are seeing white women doing anything together or making comments about their appearances. It sends some progressives into a full-blown meltdown. We are kind of seeing a bit of a resurgence of the 90s aesthetic in advertising and in entertainment, and especially in clothing. And as a result,
I think that's kind of true.
Cute white girls are showing up in media and in advertising, where in days gone by, over the last number of years, we have seen a lot of diversity and representation.
I mean, it does have to do with skin color to an extent, but it's primarily size. It's size and appearance. Like, these women would also be complaining if it was some other attractive woman who's non-white. The reason why they complain is that they see a person that makes them feel inferior. That's why they get upset.
Sydney Sweeney, who is currently a popular actress, has partnered with a bunch of brands. And as most of you probably know, she went mega viral in the last month or so when she appeared in a jeans commercial for American Eagle, where she referenced her genetics, using a play on words to refer to both denim jeans and human jeans. Each ad finished with the line, "Sydney Sweeney has great genes," which was a reference to her appearance, just by the way. The reaction to this was swift and psychotic, with women over on TikTok saying this it's an ad for eugenics, which is a crazy statement.
What are your thoughts?
Sydney Sweeney has good genes. Like, the eugenics in that, it's dripping with it, and I'm like, no.
When you saw it, what did you think of?
You know, it was disgusting. I think it's just showing what kind of country we're turning into. It's white supremacy at the end of the day. That's what this ad is representing.
This reaction has absolutely nothing to do with genes. I think that it relates to the fact that Sydney Sweeney fits a specific archetype. Young, white, attractive, blonde. To these white, feminist, progressive types, it signals something that they absolutely hate. Pretty privilege, skinniness, traditional beauty.
She also has huge tits, and that's a big factor. Makes girls mad. They do not like seeing other girls with big boobs. It makes them insecure.
So soon we had the likes of Doja Cat. We had Doja Cat mocking Sydney Sweeney.
Genes are passed down from parents to offspring, often determining traits like hair color.
Didn't she date like some white guy that was super racist? I'm pretty sure she did, right? And so, like, this is kind of weird, right? That, like, you would hear this from her.
Personality and even eye color. My genes are blue.
Then we had Lizzo trying to ride this situation and cash in on it, making her own videos wearing jeans and...
I think this is impressive. I didn't think she'd be able to fit into them. Yeah, no, you're right. She didn't zip them up. Jesus, that's bad. That's sad, man.
One of the biggest things that I have taken from this situation is that it is, in fact, according to these people, not okay to be white. And any references to your genetics or to your cultural history or anything like that inherently means that you hate non-white people. I do believe that basically every group on the planet has experienced discrimination or continues to experience discrimination, because I think that despite how much...
Well, this is the problem, is that a lot of people are unable to separate the difference between historical systematic discrimination and personal discrimination. So what happens is that, like, a black person and black people historically in America have experienced systematic discrimination. And this still has residual, like, ripple effects into today's culture. But the problem is that they use that in order to invalidate a white person's experience of discrimination that they're having today. And so that's really what the problem is. Systematic societal oppression is different than personal discrimination.
As I have talked about in the past, being racist and horrific and horrible towards white people is a culturally accepted phenomenon. The Sydney Sweeney thing is not the only example of this taking place recently. Billie Eilish also recently came under attack because at a show in Ireland in late July, she said that she was from Ireland, like heritage-wise, and that it was cool to be in a place where everyone looks like her.
As you guys know, I'm Irish, so it's really cool to come somewhere and like everybody looks exactly like you.
That's what she said that made the internet really upset.
Do you really think that this girl was waiting to get on stage and she this is the moment that she's going to turn into a white supremacist?
Likening this to white supremacy is a weak, sad attempt at making something out of absolutely nothing.
Everything is white supremacy when you're a retard on the internet.
It's become so part of the progressive response to any reference to being white or European cultures that they'll take an innocuous comment and twist it to make it racist.
See, that's the problem with what people do, is that they take what you say in a way that you didn't intend it, and then they treat you as if that's the way that you meant it.
Then we roll around to all of these sorority TikTok rush videos. The majority of these videos feature white girls, many of whom are blonde, and seem to be conventionally attractive. The comment sections on many of the videos that I looked at here have completely turned into war zones. And the comments are about what you'd expect. Why these sororities are so white. They lack diversity, not a single person of color in sight. Some comments are just straight up vicious, attacking these women for their looks or their perceived privilege.
Right. And what do they look like? Like, I'm the kind of guy that if you start pulling up and you start making fun of the way somebody looks, I'll pull up your profile picture. I'll do it.
What's actually really interesting about this, I think, is that a video from 2023 has also been posted on TikTok, where a young man asked women in sororities about diversity, and a lot of them seemed quite afraid to answer. He then asked non-white people why they don't rush sororities. They basically said that they self-segregate.
We can't really help it if people of color or...
So that's crazy. So the two groups of people that self-segregate in America are in prison and in college.
Aren't heteronormative, don't rush, but we want to create like a safe space in case they do.
That led me to my next path, which was to ask people of color why they don't join the traditional frats and sororities.
Are you planning to join a sorority?
Oh, no.
No? Why is that?
What made me very uncomfortable was how white it was. It felt like exclusive or like exclusionary.
I think the perception of like as a whole though become a little bit more negative.
A lot of them didn't really put efforts into diversity, equity, inclusion until like BLM, and even so those representatives were still not people of color.
Why is it socially acceptable to dunk on the attractive white women in these situations? Sydney Sweeney.
Think about how many people take shots at Mr. Beast because he's the big guy on YouTube. Also, people take shots at me all the time because I'm in the position that I'm in. I'm in a high position and people feel like it's okay to do that.
Why does appreciating European culture, or God forbid, liking how you look as a white person and a white woman, feel like some sort of cultural crime? Sydney Sweeney's jeans ad dropped. It wasn't criticized. It was vilified as eugenics and white supremacy. Lizzo
It's important to keep in mind that there's only a handful of people that are really like this. Most normal people watch this and they were like, damn, she's hot.
Doja Cat jumped in, mocking it with memes and raps, and the left cheered. Billie Eilish mentions going to Ireland and looking like the folks in Ireland. Cancelled for white supremacy. Sorority girls post cute dancing rush videos. They're promoting white supremacy.
It's a rush video?
They're not diverse enough. But if we had Black or Hispanic or Asian people celebrating their appearances and their cultures, would the internet have lost its mind? Probably.
Different groups would. You know who gets it the worst? Indians. Not Native Americans, but Indians from India. Because they have the worst of both worlds. They are non-white, and they are also, in general, successful in America. Many Indians hold very successful, very powerful positions in America. In a lot of cases, it is the most socially acceptable non-white group of people that it's okay to make fun of and say negative things about. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's disgusting. Obviously, that doesn't mean that I want to have 1 million H-1B visa tech workers come over from India and displace every American software engineer. No, my point is that they get so much hate. Everybody is hating on Indians.
The left has become so comfortable hating on white people, and more specifically white women in this case, because they view it as punching up. White beauty standards, European heritage, all of this has been designated as privileged and oppressive, and therefore tearing it down feels very righteous. And obviously it doesn't help that advertising and media spaces are moving away from the ugliness that we've grown so accustomed to over the years. So seeing cute white women basically doing anything positive absolutely breaks some of these progressives.
I will say again that if it was a really, really attractive Hispanic or Asian girl or, black girl or anything like that, and she was very, very attractive, they would also have complainers. The main thing is being attractive.
What do you think of the ongoing Sydney Sweeney issue? Are you sick of it? Are you glad that it's highlighting how racist these progressives are?
If Sydney Sweeney is a problem in your life is pretty damn easy. That is a fact. Oh my God.